What's going on, everyone? I'm Anthony Talks, and this is Shirtless and Scruffy, episode 5. Alright, so today I'm here to talk about Ramadan. Ramadan Kareem. So this is my 4th Ramadan, and it's an especially different one due to the coronavirus, but we're going to get to that later. Years ago, in another life, when I lived in the US, I never even knew what Ramadan was, and I probably didn't even know where Dubai was. So when I arrived here, this concept of Ramadan was so foreign to me. I quickly found out that it included a lot of fasting, a lot of cranky people, and a lot of people with bad breath. Sorry, gotta be honest. Listen, if you're not drinking water, your breath's gonna kinda stink. Let's just be honest. Now that I've been here a couple years, I've grown accustomed to what Ramadan is like, and I'm used to it now, and I've actually grown to appreciate it for the principles behind it. But when I first arrived, I was pretty much a clueless expat. Wait. So because everyone here is fasting, I gotta fast too? No, you don't need to fast. It's not a requirement as an expat. If you're a Muslim, you're encouraged to fast. If you're just an expat or a tourist, you're not required to fast, but you are required to be considerate during the timings of the fast. You'll even find in public places, if there are food outlets open and available, they're gonna have like curtains drawn, so they're trying to be as respectful as possible to the people that are fasting, so you're expected to follow suit. Yeah, but it's Friday, bro. That's brunch day. Good news for you. This all-you-can-eat, all-you-can-drink binge fest that happens every single Friday can continue during Ramadan. In fact, Dubai has really started to relax its customs and policies throughout the years. Each year it gets a little bit more lenient. 5-6 years ago, there would have been no brunch during Ramadan. Now, they allow the brunches. When I first came here and I was training at the gym during fasting hours, there was no music played whatsoever. Now, in some locations, they have music on at a very low level and they just stop it for the prayer timing. Yeah, so what about my clothes? Can I still wear my muscle tank at the gym? You are required to dress more modestly. You shouldn't wear anything too tight or too revealing. Basically, a good rule is to keep your shoulders and knees covered at all times during Ramadan. Yo, so in this Ramadan thing, can I still wear my favorite hat? Mega. I'm not quite sure what the policy is on propaganda in the UAE, but you shouldn't wear that hat ever. Like, literally ever. Just burn it. Now, when I first arrived in Dubai, it was actually the middle of Ramadan. I came in the beginning of June, and this was 4 years ago, so Ramadan was going from June to July. It was freaking hot. And not only that, but I was just starting training to become a flight attendant. So that was 6 weeks in a college setting where you were not supposed to eat or drink in public. It was difficult for us because we had instructors that were also fasting, so they said we were able to keep water with us in cans and just try to be discreet, but if you have an instructor that's fasting, no matter what they say, you still feel awkward taking a sip of water. Imagine how hard it is to sit in class and listen to hours and hours of lectures and take notes, just in general. Doing that without having a coffee on your desk or even water, it was really, really tough. I was also super nervous my first year during Ramadan. Even when I had my car, I was nervous to drink inside. I didn't want to break any sort of rules. I remember once I went to the mall and I was so hungry. Like, you know, when you're shopping too long, you didn't plan your meals properly, your blood sugar's dropping, you're about to faint, and you're like, I gotta eat something. I went and I got a smoothie and I was like, where can I eat this? Now they have food courts open to like shield what's happening with all of the food vendors, but back then, this was kind of just beginning to start. So I literally took my smoothie into a bathroom stall and sucked it down because I didn't want anyone to see me and I was afraid I was going to be reported to the police. Now, I know some of you watching think I look Middle Eastern and might be Muslim, but I'm actually not. Just a good old Mediterranean boy, but vaguely ethnic, so I get pegged for lots of different ethnicities depending how my tan is, my hairstyle, and my beard. But even though I'm not a practicing Muslim, I have grown to appreciate a lot of the spirit of Ramadan. I think the whole fasting thing is actually very interesting, especially now that a lot of science is coming out about the benefits of intermittent fasting, which is essentially what this is, just kind of flipped on its head. So these people were doing it long before our nutritionists in America started saying, there might be something to this intermittent fasting. I will say I feel really bad though because they are still not supposed to drink water during their fast, whereas when you're doing a typical fast, for health reasons, or intermittent fasting, you're able to drink water, tea, coffee, these sorts of things, which help you kind of get through the day. These people literally are not supposed to drink any water from sunrise to sunset, which is tough. And when you're fasting, you should actually drink water because fasting is a detox for your body. A great majority of the population here drinks a lot of coffee, and smokes a lot. So it's kind of like they got to go cold turkey as soon as Ramadan starts, which is really tough. There's not really like a tapering off period. So I'm going to give you a brief history of Ramadan. I'm going to link an article down below that explains everything in detail, but these are the basics. Ramadan is essentially the season of spirituality, and the dates of it are pegged to the lunar calendar. So that means it kind of backtracks every year about 10 to 11 days. So when I first arrived in Dubai, it was kind of in the middle of the summer during the hottest time, June and July, and it's moved backwards ever since. I'm sure that's definitely appreciated by the people here because summer is the hottest time to be fasting. So we're getting closer and closer to the springtime and the winter, which is going to make a month of fasting a lot easier once we get into the cooler temperatures. During Ramadan, Dubai kind of shuts down, things slow down a bit. Working hours are reduced, generally from 9 to 2. Now, people often associate fasting with Ramadan, which is true, but it's not the only thing that this is about. The whole concept of it is actually about Muslims practicing their faith more and strengthening their faith. And that's why a lot of people are often praying a lot more during this time than they usually do in their normal lives. They're also encouraged to perform more charitable acts. Unfortunately, I don't see this generosity extending to how people treat each other while driving in Dubai, which is really frustrating. People are often more cranky and irritable on the road than they are during other parts of the year. In this religion, there's what's called 5 pillars of Islam, and participating in Ramadan is one of them. The other pillars are faith, charitable giving, prayer, and making a once-in-a-lifetime trip or pilgrimage to Mecca. Iftar is a term you've probably definitely heard about, and that's because it is the first meal that's eaten after the sunset, and generally the biggest meal of the day. This is something that even expats get involved in because for iftar, lots of tents go up around the city, hotels have lavish buffets. The iftars are really, really cool. They go all out and it's a really fun celebration. Some of you might be curious about what it was like to work on flights during Ramadan, and I'm gonna be honest, it's quite annoying because everyone's fasting during the flight, and if it's flying during a time when the fast is broken, everybody wants food at that moment. People tend to be crabby and they tend to be demanding and they want something to eat as soon as that fast is broken. So that's why the company came out with these gift boxes that we give to customers with like yogurt, dates, some water, things like that so they can have it ready to eat straight away when they can break their fast. So this year in the UAE, Ramadan is a completely different experience than anyone could have ever imagined. These are some of the ways that things have changed. People that are experiencing symptoms of the coronavirus and even medical professional are asked to abstain from fasting. This is because it may hamper the body's ability to recover from coronavirus, or in the case of the medical personnel, it might actually weaken their immune system. The other major change is mosques are closed. So this is a huge change for prayer because there can be no group prayers during this time. The council here is encouraging people to pray individually at home, but there cannot be any sort of congregation. Relatives can leave their house now to visit their family during Ramadan, but they're asking that no more than 5 people group together. And the elderly are actually encouraged to stay home because they are at such a high risk for contracting the virus. So in line with that, there's no iftar buffets. This is a huge disappointment for I'm sure many people, but we have to follow the procedure. So that means none of the glitz and glam of going to all of these cool iftar tents or buffets in all of these lavish hotels. It ain't happening. Distributing food is also prohibited. This is a shame because I really liked participating in something called Ramadan Fridges. This is where groups of friends would get together, we'd go to the grocery store, we'd all pitch in and get a huge amount of groceries, food, just things like water, yogurts, fruit, things that are easy to eat. We'd go around Dubai and we'd drop them in these fridges, mainly for people in need or the workers in Dubai. I'm not sure how it actually got set up, but I think this lady actually started this concept and she put out these fridges all around Dubai, and then she made an app so you could figure out where all of them were, and you could literally go and you could say on the app like, oh, we just dropped off at this fridge. It was really cool last year because especially when a lot of workers are doing construction and stuff in this heat and everything, you know, they don't have a lot to eat, a lot to drink. So it's a nice way to give back. And that's something I've enjoyed about Ramadan, is that I get to participate in doing something kind and generous, as well as abstaining from things myself. Each Ramadan, I also give up alcohol. So I try to join in a little bit and find something to give up just so I can feel like I'm participating as well. Everyone around the world is experiencing a huge change in what they expected from this year to be. You know, it was 2020, a new start, a new decade, and this has kind of all stopped us in our tracks. I was saying the other day with my friend, we're kind of at a mourning period right now. Essentially, we were all in such a reactive mode to everything that was happening, having to social distance, stay home, adhere to all these lockdown orders, that we didn't really process what happened. I think now we're all kind of in a stage where we're almost grieving the world that changed because we didn't have a chance to say goodbye to it, and it's going to be drastically different for a while. So because of these things, this is going to be a completely different Ramadan than anyone has experienced, but everyone's just trying to make the best of it. So that's my cheeky little vlog about Ramadan today. If you have any content or questions that you want me to cover, leave a comment about cabin crew life, life in Dubai, things like that, and I'll try to cover it in a future vlog. Thanks for watching, and for my Muslim friends, Ramadan Kareem, and we'll talk soon. One benefit of fasting during Ramadan is you definitely see the gains. So these abs, people come out more shredded than ever. I'm a little worried it's kind of too cheeky to be making a vlog about Ramadan and doing this shirtless. People on Instagram said show more skin. I'm showing the skin now. I'm giving you skin and information. You can't please everyone.